Greetings YouTube and welcome to my next weapons build. So, I've decided to set myself a challenge. This is a piece of salvaged broom handle, literally a piece of garbage. Someone at my company, for some strange reason, broke the handle here, and this was much longer, so this was actually holding the two sections together. So I pulled them apart, and they had broken off the section up here that was the swivel that actually let you hang the broom. That was long gone, so we were just leaning it against things. But somebody, I don't know, have any idea why someone would do that, but they did that. So now we have a much shorter broom at work, and I have this. So I've thought, this is an actual piece of trash, 100% recovered salvage. I want to see what I can make from it with this, with only the stuff that I have salvaged within my own shop. So I freely admit I have an advantage. For example, I have lots of fasteners in my shop. I have equipment that, I have a chop saw over there designed to cut steel. I have a drill press. I have an angle grinder. I have a number of angle grinders. I have the stuff that I've collected, over years in my shop as well. But in a salvage situation, scavenging situation, those resources are also available. You would be able to scavenge somebody else's possessions in a true post-apocalyptic situation, or even scavenge your own possessions if you lived on a farm and such. And the stuff I have here really isn't more varied than you would find on your average homestead. I just happen to be in an urban environment because that's where I live, and I happen to have a lot of stuff because I collect a lot of stuff, and I poke at Craigslist every day looking for free things, and sometimes I find them. So I'm going to poke around my shop. I have done nothing so far other than put that on my bench. So I have not begun the search yet, so I don't actually have any idea what I'm going to find. I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up with some kind of a mace, because that's the simplest and the best thing to do with a circular tube, cylindrical tube, because it's not omnidirectional. You don't have to worry about edge alignment. I know that right off the bat I'm going to be cleaning this up, and when I get that cleaned up I'll probably slide that back down a little, because this is still free floating. It's just it's free floating, but it's also quite grippy, so it takes quite a bit of an effort to get it to move. So I'll grind that so it's flat, at least, so it's not a jagged piece of metal, and that probably won't do anything else to that end at all. And then I need to find something that'll fit here. So the hunt begins. I think I found something. This solid piece of steel, I don't know what it is. It's got flats on two sides. It's got a hole down here. The hole was full of grease. I don't know what this was. Somebody used it as another type of tool, because they beat the crap out of this thing. I don't know what it was. Anybody out there who has an idea what this thing is, you can feel free to tell me. But it has a number of advantages. It's a good size. It's a good weight. It has a hole in it, and the hole is good. Is the size I can use for a corner 20, which is my favorite fastener in all the world. This means that under the circumstances that I'm discussing, post-apocalyptic situation, all a person would need to do is drill a single hole through this shaft, and you're good to go. And I'm going to bury it this deep, so it's going to roughly be flush. Now this weighs 105 grams, this weighs 335 grams. So this thing weighs 3 times what this entire shaft does, and all the weight is going to be in this last third. So that's going to give you a really large amount of impact. I mean, I cannot overstate it. You swing this thing, this much weight inside this tube is going to have a lot of impact. Also, because of this, and once I clean up the end, this is going to be small. It's going to be someplace you can stow it without causing yourself injury. You can't do that with a pointy thing. Lots of flanged heads are large and difficult to store. This isn't. This is all one solid piece, and you're good to go. Now I could use something like this, go with a bolt so that there was kind of a hex head, and I probably have a bolt that size. But the disadvantage to that is you have to drill through the bolt. Now I can do that. I've got a drill press. I can grind a flat spot on it, real easy with a grinding wheel, and then drill right through it, easy peasy. That's not going to be as easy for someone in a situation that we're discussing, which is you need to make something that is going to keep your bacon alive. Now, obviously, a tree branch or a baseball bat's going to be faster, but there will be a stage after the initial shock when you're going to want something that's a little bit more convenient. And this could be the little bit more convenient thing you come up with, because it's small, easy to store, is going to not be obviously dangerous, which can be an advantage, and it's ready to go in a second. It's omnidirectional. There's no edge alignment. It doesn't have any impact points. Like the basically big advantage to get it using a large hex bolt is you end up with the hex head. So I think I actually have hex bolts a step above this that would actually fit in here and give me a slight proud. So that increases the impact force because you have these points and these flats. Here you're going to be impacting with the tube itself, and it's got this plastic thing on it. So they're very quite likely that if once you use this thing, this plastic thing's going to come off. But at that point, who cares? It will have been secured in place. It's not going anywhere. You're good to go. And I plan on using probably this fastener, because I think that fastener. Whoops! I think this fastener. Yeah, that fastener's the right size. And I think I may, just for fun, use a nylon a nut with a nylon washer, because I've got them. I got them for free, so I might as well use them. So I need to set up a V-block in a V-channel rather. Isn't it called a V-block? Regardless, it's a V-channel in my drill press so that I can drill a hole through the center of this and actually have it be in the center of this thing. I also need to figure out where I want that to exactly be. And again, it's not laser surgery here, so I'm probably just going to put a mark right on there and use that as my go spot. I'll just eyeball that. I don't need to take any measurements. So that's the next thing to do. So here I have my setup. Just going to confirm that this thing is pointing in the direction I want it to point in, and it is in fact pointing in that direction. And I have maybe over-explained a plate of beans here, but I've made this relatively safe. I also made an upgrade to my fastening process. I'm not 100% sure why I did not do this in the past, but I had a much more elaborate set of fasteners here, and longer bolts, which made no sense. They were multiple washers, and I don't know why, when all I need to do is use 2 fender washers. Fender washers are wonderful things. Get yourself some quarter-20 fender washers, quarter-inch fender washers. They can do all kinds of stuff. I've even used these to make fasteners for webbing. Make a strap, just by cutting a hole, use a fender washer on both sides, and put a rivet through there. Boom, done. No sewing required. I can get it done in my shop in 5 minutes. I also went to wing nuts because I had been using hex nuts, and I mean, yeah, hex nuts I can use, but they do have a slightly lower profile. But I've got the space. There is space here. I don't. This is, fully 100% inside the channel for the fastener, so it's not falling out. So I don't need that. And if I don't have to get a tool for this end, that's cool. And I still have to get a little slot, something here to hold the bottom, because this is a slotted bolt. So what I may be doing in the future is, if I can, I don't have any more of these. Get some more of those, and then maybe put one on the bottom, and see if I can do that. And then that'll have something to, twist against with just my fingers, which would be the ideal. So I've got this thing up. This is actually not, there's no stop, so I have to make sure I stop after I get through this, because this could actually hit my rig, and I've already hit that before. You can't probably see it there, but there's a point. I'm using my hold down clamp, which I picked up at Harbor Freight for like $8 at the time. I don't know what they're going for now, but it's worth your time. This is such a handy device, and it will handle a lot of different things. The one thing it doesn't do is super thin things. Sometimes I have to use a spacer. Well, I'll put this on there and help clamp it, because I may be drilling something it's only like this thick. So if it's only this thick, that clamp can't handle it. So that's why I need a spacer. But other than that, it does a great job. So technically, I can do this if I want. Like that. But I don't think I need to do that today. And we do have a bit of a burr on the end because you get the cap from the actual thing, but it's not too bad. And I will be putting a bolt through here and a fastener, so you're not going to see that at all when I'm finished. That's just going to disappear. And I went slow enough so that I didn't deform the steel at all, because this isn't particularly, it's a broom handle, it's not particularly thick. But again, you can come down here and see what I'm just doing here. And for lining this up, you can get a special tool, but the bottom of this channel is a 45-degree, looks just like a drill bit. It's got the same type of profile as your standard drill bit. So what you do is you come down like this, you line it up so that the drill bit, and you just go like this. You just do that until you get it where you want it. And again, I'm not making hard valves here. So if I have a little bit of slop, I have a little bit of slop, and it's not going to kill anybody. Get it? Kill? I'm making a funny. All right. So now I'm going to I'm going to leave this right here right now. I don't have to worry about it. Now I'm going to do this end, which I haven't done yet, and that'll be done on my belt sander. But that's not particularly interesting. And then I'll do the assembly. And again, this is a super fast job, super low tech. This could be done with hand drill if you had to. If you had the power, you could even do it with the hand crank style drill, which I actually own. I actually own hand crank style drills, and I've used them before, particularly upstairs when I have to do a really quick job. It's faster to grab one of those sometimes than it is to get my cordless out. I did end up using my grinding wheel to take the bulk of it off, and then I cleaned it up over here on my belt sander. And I thought some of you might be interested in how I have my camera set up when I do the stable shots. I don't know if all of you have seen this. This is my camera rig that I came up with. This is a mount that came from a security camera. I bought just the mount for like $3 at a yard sale. It's been indispensable. I love this thing. This is just a piece of angler iron. Recovered from another project, I believe. And this is just a standard 4-inch clamp that I got at Harbor Freight for, I don't know, $6. And just drilled a single hole through here, bolted it together. This is sitting here, so when it's vertical, it's got all the support in the world it needs. So yeah, it makes a nice shot, a stable shot, and I can clamp it to anything I want to clamp it to, which is awesome. So here we have the final object. Again, it's very unassuming looking. I just did decide to go with a conventional fastener on this one. It was a little bit more low profile, and I can polish it up, give it a bit of a shine like that, which I can't do with the other one because you just melt the nylon, which is defeating the purpose of having a nylon washer. So, and one of the things I like about this is that you hold it like this. You can't really see that, and then you just let go. And it's in your hand, because it slides down here and it just goes whoop, and there you are, just dunk, and it's in your hand. So quite handy, and literally. And if I do it like this and I got my finger like that, it is very comfortable and I feel fully secure. I'm not going to go off. And as I did clean that up slightly. I just kind of evened it out, knocked all the burrs off so it's not overly dangerous at the moment to the person that's going to have to carry it. But yeah, this has just been a super simple salvage video. This is all the stuff I've had in my shop, but these things are not difficult to find, and I particularly chose items that would be low entry point for skill level of producing something that is low profile and you can stick in a pack or even in a sleeve or a pocket of something, so that it's available when you need it, and it's not going to be obnoxiously large in your EDC. So yeah, there you go. A super simple, fast baton. I don't know if you would really call this a mace. Would it be considered a mace, or just like this? I'm just gonna call this a baton. We're gonna call this a scavenge baton. We'll call it the scrapper's baton. Hey, there you go, scrapper's baton. That's not actually hard and not easy to say. But there you go. And this is been my latest weapons build. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you come back for the next one. If you don't follow me on DeviantArt and Instagram, you should. DeviantArt and Instagram are where I post permanent images for my builds. And Instagram is where I post salvage stuff, bargains, sneak previews, and of course cute cat pictures. And who doesn't love a cute cat picture? So thanks for being here. See you next time.